only Spanish fortified watchtower that we have in the country. I'll tell you a little more about that when we get over there. But first, you'll be boarding a Coast Guard inspected vessel. Heading into a federal facility, there are more rules and regulations y'all could ever imagine. So with high points here. Number one, all souls aboard the boat, little babies and all. If you're breathing, you need to have a boarding pass. So everybody's got boarding passes for the 10:30 trip today? Good. Shoes, everybody's got shoes on? Excellent. Now, as we board, we're going to head on down a floating dock. The dock itself is pretty stable. The boat itself, though, is a free floating vessel tied off on the end of that dock. Somebody comes speeding down the river. You're kicking up a big old wake. That boat's going to dance around out there on the end of the dock. So if you're all aboard, please watch your step, grab a seat, and please remain seated for the entire voyage to the fort. If you haven't seen wildlife along the way, any dolphins or manatees, any spoonbills, sea turtles, go ahead and give us a yell, point them out, but please don't stand up to look at them. If it's safe, Captain Randy will slow the boat down, maneuver around so we all get a chance to see them. So once again, if you're aboard, please watch your step, grab a seat, please remain seated. Our story is about the area spanning 350 years of history here. Now I'm going to tell you all at least one of those stories. I can tell you all four if you want, but that means we're not heading up to the fort. So y'all choose which story you'd like to hear. Now, story number one goes way on back to the 1500s, and it's how this area got its name, Matanzas. Stories 2 and 3 are from the 1700s. Story number 2, why did the Spanish build this fort here? Story number 3, how'd they build the fort here? And the story number 4 is from the early 1900s, how the War Department and the National Park Service worked together to create this national monument for us. So, show of hands, who would like to know how this area got its name, Matanzas? Who wants to know about that? All right, it's off to an early lead. Good. How about, why did the Spanish build this fort here? Who wants to know about that? Okay, looks like it's coming up on the outside. How about how they built the fort here? Okay, and then looks like still water by nose. And then the War Department and the National Park Service created this national monument. Looks like I'm going to tell you all why the Spanish decided to build a fort here. Now, if you want to hear about any of the other stories, we're up top. Just give me a yellow. Now, I mentioned to you all that this story goes back to the 1700s, but we're going to go back further. We're going to go back to the late early 1500s. The Europeans, the Spanish, have, much to the chagrin of the folks already living on this side of the world, discovered the New World, Central and South America, the Aztec, the Mayan, the Incan empires. What did the Spanish take from those folks that brought them back again and again? What did they take from the Aztecs and the Incans? Gold, silver, chocolate. Absolutely. Right. Yep, now you load your ships full of gold, silver, and chocolate. Hit the high seas, who's coming after you? Pirates. Remember pirates. They're going to come into our story in a little bit. All right, how many of y'all grew up in Florida? How many of y'all grew up in Florida? All right. Did you grow up in Florida? You dig holes in the backyard? Excellent, great job. How much gold y'all? How much gold you found?
None yet.
None. Yeah, same thing. My siblings and I, same thing. We dug holes all over our backyard. Our folks yelled at us. We dug more holes back there. But you're right, we didn't find gold either. We don't have any gold here in Florida. What we have is the superhighway back to Spain, the Gulf Stream. All those ships full of gold, silver, and chocolate are coming in off the Spanish Main, squeezing between the Bahamas and Florida, coming right up the coast here on their way back to Spain. 1513 comes along, and Juan Ponce de Leon swings on by, and once again, much to the chagrin of the Temucuans and the other folks already living around here, he discovers La Florida, the land of flowers. Now, back in those days, Florida goes north, all up towards what's now Canada. It's heading west, out to the Mississippi River. So all that Europe knows of what's going to become North America is Spanish La Florida. Now, the French didn't read that memo. So we got some issues back over there in Europe. The Protestant Reformation is going on over there. So in the 1560s, some of those Protestants in France, Huguenots, jump on some ships, sail on over. They land about 50, 60 miles north of us on the St. John's River near present-day Jacksonville. They build a wooden fort. They don't find more gold than we did. Some of the guys get impatient, jump on some ships, decide to try their hand at becoming pirates. Well, they didn't become very good pirates because they get caught right off the bat. King Philip of Spain, one of his worst fears. He now has French pirates on the coast of Florida threatening his treasure. He calls his Admiral Fleet Pedro Menendez in the office. Admiral Menendez, I have a job for you. I need you to rid my land of these French invaders. And he does. And this is story number one, how we got our name Matanzas. So after they get rid of the French, they come back to the town Saloy, which is now St. Augustine. They build a wooden fort up there and a series of wooden watchtowers up and down the coast, heading west out to St. John's River. A wooden watchtower is a small wooden stockade with a cabin and a tower. You climb up the top of that tower with your spyglass. You spend all day up there just looking out to sea, you watch for ships. Now you might see some ships way out on the horizon over there, and you're watching them, and they're getting a little closer. And they get a little closer. They get a little closer. All of a sudden you realize, those are pirates. We've got pirates on the way to St. Augustine. One of the soldiers jumps in the ship, in the boat. They row on back as fast as they can in town. You all got pirates on the way. You need to get ready. The soldiers head on inside that wooden fort. They're going to get the guns ready to slow those pirates down. The folks in town, they will gather up whatever they value the most. They're going to pack as much as they can carry, and they're going to run out in the woods. Now, pirates are generally kind of lazy guys. They're going to come on into town, steal what you left behind, burn the town down, then they're leaving again. You come out of the woods with all your valuables. You rebuild the town, and you wait for the pirates to come back and burn it down again. That's what's going on with the Spanish in the 1500s. The 1600s come along, and the British arrive on the scene. And the British are worse than any pirates out there. They're not only stealing our gold, they are stealing our land. They have stolen Virginia from us. They've stolen Massachusetts from us. By the time we get in the mid-1600s, we have British armies all the way down to the Carolinas. Queen Mariana of Spain, she draws a line in the sand to stop this British invasion. She commands a stone fortress to be built in St. Augustine, the Castillo de San Marcos. When the British attack, it's different than pirates. When the British attack you, they come in and they steal your home and they steal your land and they do not leave. So our tactics will change with the Castillo in place. When under attack now, instead of grabbing everything and run out in the woods, we're going to grab everything and run inside the fort. The Castillo is a siege fortress. In a siege, whoever starves first loses. That's how sieges work, and that's where this river comes in. The Matanzas River is the back door into St. Augustine. The British do attack. 702 more from the Carolinas comes down to attack us. So while everybody's running inside the fort with all their valuables, all their food, a group of soldiers running out of the fort, they're going to get a boat to go get us some help. So they're rowing on out the river, rowing out the inlet, turning right, heading south to the next closest Spanish town. It is 1702. Where do y'all think they're going to have to go to? And I'll give you all a hint. Nowadays, it's a really big city down south. So they have a really big city south of us. Watch out, where do y'all think they're going? Miami, keep going. You're on the right track, though. Keep going. Key West, keep going. Cuba, yep. We're headed for Spanish cities here in Florida. We got to get all the way to Havana. 10 days, 2 weeks just to get there. We meet with the governor, convince him we're in peril. He gets the fleet, the troops, supplies together. They sail back up to save the day. And when they go off the inlet here, they slow down, drop the boats in the water, load the supplies in the boats. They come on in the back door while the ships and soldiers continue on to take on those British armies in St. Augustine, and we win. Now the British are really sore losers. Those Those guys burn the town down, then they come back and attack us again later. 1740, Oglethorpe out of Georgia comes back to attack us, except this time, we don't have to run all the way inside the Castillo with all of our food and valuables. When we rebuilt the town this time, after the British burned it down, we built a wall around the town. So we just had to be ready to run inside the fort in case the wall fails. But the soldiers still head on down to Cuba. The fleet, the troops, supplies, sailing back up to save the day. And when they get off the inlet here, Oglethorpe has stationed warships out here. He has blockaded our inlet, closed the back door. We can't get the supplies into town. They signal watchtower, hey, your supplies are here. We're going to retreat south Mosquito Inlet. Come on down and get them if you can. St. Augustine is under attack, and it's getting hungrier and hungrier and hungrier. There's a gentleman in town, Ensign Antonio Nieto. And Ensign Nieto volunteers, or he has volunteered, to go get those supplies. So he and his crew come rowing on out this way. Remember a while back I was talking about the wooden watchtower over there? They go by that watchtower. Guys are up top there to spyglass looking at those British ships. Go, hey, Antonio! And you've got some really big ships you're up against out there. Too bad we don't have any cannons to help you out, but hey, we are rooting for you. Best of luck out there. Ensign Nieto and Ben, head on out. They fire on those British ships. We have a running naval battle southbound till sunset, because all battles end at sunset. They do continue on, find the supplies, slip back in behind the British, and we win again! So in the 1600s, when the Castillo was built, we know how important the back door to St. Augustine is going to be. 1702, the British learned how important this back door is. They lost. 1740, we learned that the British learned how important this back door is. We almost lost. That wooden watchtower is no longer going to work. That's when we need to get a fortified watchtower like this one. It's going to be fortified, made of stone. We'll be able to stand up against British campfire if we need to. It's going to be a really tall tower. We'll climb up there and we'll see miles out to sea, and it's going to have guns. We'll be able to control this inlet. Now, Oglethorpe is still really upset about losing that 1740 siege, and he didn't even get to burn the town down because we built a wall around it. Now he hears we're going to build this fortified watchtower down here. He says, no, 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 that is not going to happen. He sends warships back down here to destroy what's under construction. They get out there, they look in, they say, we've just started to build this. They drop the boats in the water, the soldiers jump the boats, they row on in to attack and destroy, but what they don't realize, even though we have just started to build this, we have finished through the gun deck. We've got a couple guns here now. We lob a couple balls out towards those boats. Those boats spin around, go back to the ship. Ships turn around, go back to Georgia, and St. Augustine's never been attacked again. So even before the fort's done being built, it has already fulfilled its mission. This is the back door to St. Augustine. This is the key to the back door. This is the place we control the inlet. If you're Spanish, this is a safe refuge. You won't come in under the protection of the guns. You're not Spanish, you have no business over here. You need to keep moving on. So that's why the Spanish decided to build a fortified watchtower here. Now we're going to get ready to do some exploring. When we get over towards the stairs, I'm going to give you all a couple safety notes. Safety note number one, please don't step on the little guys down here. Got on top. Recommend you do that fairly early in your visit. Might take a while for everybody to get that ladder. Now, if there gets to be a line head up there, I'll go around the gun deck for a little while. The line will get a little shorter. Right now we're on the gun deck. So obviously we got some
I'll let the other people
soldiers'
go. It takes
quarters
me a while.
inside the tower.
Excuse me?